So hello everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. And it is, as I said, the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people and we can always strive to do better. So this is the podcast. Of course, we are not live, but we'll be back in just a little bit for our live show on Tuesday night. But today we're going to talk about, we're going to stay in a relationship, I think, vein today. And first we're going to talk about that of King Richard Williams, soon to be ex-wife, still his wife. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. She's in a lot of debt, and in the past she's done some strange things to him financially. We're also going to talk about Gabrielle Union disclosing that she pays half of the bills in the house. A lot of people are like, what? And then I'm going to show Donovan a video to get his reaction from it. He doesn't know what it is yet. But I think we'll start off actually with the Gabrielle Union video. So Donovan, what say you before we get started?
Hey, welcome to the podcast, you guys. Great to have you guys back. Please do us a favor. It is absolutely free. Free, Negroes. It's free. Hit that like button, and that'll help the algorithm. And also, if you want to share on your platforms, if you look at the scrolling thing at the bottom there, if you want to help donate and stuff, and I know times are tough. We're under a Biden administration, Democratic, by the way. And, the money ain't rolling right. But if you so have it and want extra to help us, please feel free to donate. We would really, really appreciate that. That keeps the show going. That keeps Demetra motivated. And we can do things in the community to give you guys knowledge, wisdom, and have this conversation going, something to make you think. So this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see this video that Demetra's talking about. And let's get into it.
Yes, indeed. So this right off the top, I want y'all to pay reverence to my Thundercat shirt. Thundercat is one of the best bassist guitarists ever walked planet Earth. I've had an opportunity to go to one of his concerts. Was it last year? The year before. So he's supposed to be coming back to Texas, not to Houston. So I might have to see him in California. But anyway. All right. So Gabrielle Union disclosed on Bloomberg television. I don't know why I'm freezing up a little bit, but hopefully it catches up. Bloomberg television that she actually pays half the bills in an interview. So here we go.
Using my anxiety and scarcity mindset to be my engine, which is hard. It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work. You gonna sleep in? Somebody might not eat. Come on, you gotta work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go. So I'm working on that.
All right. So, of course, that was Gabrielle Union. You guys know that she is married to Dwayne Wade, a former NBA basketball star, if you will. And he is now retired. And I don't know what else he's doing. I'm sure he's maybe doing like some news punditry or whatever. But of course, Gabrielle Union is an actress and she's been around for a very long time. Gabrielle is 50, and I think Dwayne is probably like 30 something. I know Dwayne's younger than her. Yeah, she's
yeah,
older.
Dwayne's not in his 30s. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, so he might be, I don't know, 40 something. Nevertheless, she disclosed that they pay half of the bills. Donovan, did that freeze up?
You did freeze up. Keep going, though. It's a podcast.
But you can hear me, though. It's StreamYard is tripping, so excuse me, y'all. So she disclosed that she pays half of the bills. And some people are like, what? They're kind of shocked by it. And some people saying they're understanding, I guess, the dynamic. So Donovan, oh, look how I froze up. What do you think about that?
What? She's not a boss, bitch. What? She's not a boss? What? Are you kidding me? No. Well, the proof is in the pudding. And like I said, I'm not a Gabrielle Union fan because this woman walks around like she is this premier actress that got all of these accolades and all this stuff, and she hasn't done a damn thing in Hollywood. The one thing that saves Gabrielle Union, in my opinion, is the fact that she's married to Dwayne Wade. She's a decent actress. She's decent. But again, she walks around in this facade that because my husband got money, whatever, it is what it is. Now, in regards to her having to help other people and other households outside of that, rich people have other houses and stuff like that. You taking care of mama, that's one thing. But at the same time, though, because, I get asked this question a lot. Mama needs this or whatever. If my mama needs something, I will do for my mom. But I am not obligated to take care of my parents. I did not ask to be here, just like they didn't ask to be here. If my mom is at a certain age, my mom worked in the Army and she's a federal employee. My mom has more money than she knows what to do with. I am not obligated to take care of my elderly parents. Not saying those that you guys that want to do it, do it. But if you're not in a financial position to help them, that's ridiculous. So for her to have all this anxiety for things that she has, there's a simple solution to all of that. And I know Demetra's writing down what I'm saying, and she's not going to agree with what I'm saying. But here's a solution to that. Live within your means. If you can live within your means, then you would have more peace of mind and you won't have so much anxiety. Hey, I can't afford to have 4 houses out here supporting grown people that should have something to contribute to it. Like I said, you want to do for your parents, do for your parents. But a lot of these superstars have these external family members that get so used to them taking care of them that the anxiety and the stress falls on that superstar. The economy goes down or whatever. What you going to do? It's survival of the fittest. So this could go for anybody, the average person. If you don't want anxiety when it comes to your finances, live within your means. That's what I do. I live within my means. People think I've got money just pouring out of my neck and stuff. No, I live within my means. Thus, I'm not as stressed.
Wow. So you said that she's done nothing in Hollywood, and basically she is who she is because of her husband, Dwayne. Well, she's 50, he's 41. Gabrielle has been in Hollywood a very long time, and I know that Gabrielle is problematic due to a whole host of reasons, but I don't think we should deduce her down to nothing. Gabrielle does have great acting chops and have been around and has made a name for herself long before she even got with Dwayne Wade. But to say that she is who she is because of him, in my opinion.
Wait, stop. I didn't say she's who because of him. She's got the money because he's bringing in that amount. I said she's a good actress. I didn't say because of her husband.
You said she's done nothing in Hollywood. That's what you said.
She hasn't done nothing of significance. She's not an Academy Award winner. She's none of that. That's what I mean.
So anyway, Gabrielle is worth $40 million. He is worth $170 million. So yeah, he has more money than she. But she has money nevertheless. So I don't think that she's living off of his money or he's made significant because of his money, because she just said that they split the bills 50-50. So how is she living off his money or his money making her relevant? They are splitting the bills in that house. And she says, we are taking care of other households. So she didn't say what those were unless I didn't see it. But I'm assuming it's probably maybe her parents, or maybe she's got siblings or something like that, which typically does happen when a person has a lot of money. They tend to kind of take care of other people, especially your parents and things like that. But I understand where Gabrielle is coming from in regards to the anxiety and the hustle, because especially when you work for yourself, and like she said, she does worry about the next movie coming out, is the release dates. Are they going to do well and all that other stuff? Because if she doesn't work, she doesn't eat. Unlike a lot of people who just punch, now I want to say just punch a clock, but a lot of people who punch a clock and they know, unless they get laid off, that they're going to go to work and they're going to earn a paycheck. But when you are an entrepreneur, because I would say actors are entrepreneurs, they just are, right? as an
independent contractors. I would call them independent contractors.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a way same difference. So I understand that because you got to get up, get it out the mud, like she said. You know, you got to work, work. You know, so I get that because especially when you work for yourself, you don't have somebody or something saying, okay, you got to be at work at 9, you got to be clocked in by 9, sitting at your desk or whatever you're doing, ready to go. When you work for yourself, you are the one that motivates yourself, and you know what kind of bills and stuff you got coming in and going out. So you're like, okay, I got to produce A, B, C, and D, do this, that, and the other, get up, make it happen in order to get money. So that I get where she's going with that. Now, I think a lot of people are maybe struggling with the notion of her being married to Dwayne Wayne, who has what, $130 million more than she. And people are like, well, why is she worried about money? Is there something going on there where he's maybe like, this is my money, you take care of your thing, and I take care of my, like, you know, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole interview, so maybe she shared that. But I do, I do wonder why she feel that way. And I'll take it a step further with you, especially as Black women, because that's all I know how to be is Black women. You know, we know what it's like to have to do for ourselves. Not a lot of us, some of us, but not a lot of us has lived the life of having a man take care of us. So I get that too. It's like, shit, if I don't work, it's even if I'm with somebody, I'm going to go it out. So I need to make sure I have my own money. And again, that comes from the old wives. The old wives tells, girl, you better have something on your own. I don't care if Buster is taking care of you. You better have something. You know, as my great grandma used to say, these are the only two suckers I trust, because she kept money up in there for whenever she needed. So I understand that.
Well, you know, again, and it's also obvious I'm not a Gabrielle Union fan. So that's definitely one thing. Like I said, she's an okay actress to me, whatever. How they do their finances is how they do their finances. But again, if you're always worried about money all the time, money comes and goes, it comes and goes. If you got a husband and they've been together for a very long time together, I would sure go ahead and say, if she's got the man that she supposedly is supposed to have, he's going to make sure his wife is taken care of regardless. So I don't see, you know, as a man, because that's all I can be, I don't understand why she would be worried about money. I have money. Let's say I'm Dwayne Wade. I have money. She's an actress. She's a working actress. Hey, it's going to come and go. And it's going to, what you don't got, I'm going to give, and vice versa. I don't believe in 50-50 when I'm married to a woman. I believe in 100 me. Whatever you got is whatever you got. Period.
Yeah, and you know, as I said, I grew up in a household where it's like that as well. Well, my father, he brought in all the, well, I won't say bacon because, you know, we're Muslims. So he brought in all the money, and my mom managed the money. You know, my mom did not work, and I tell you all the time, my mom was very educated and skilled and things like that. But she chose to be a stay-at-home mom. My dad chose to, like you said, take care of 100% of the responsibilities financially of the household. But again, I would venture to say that's not the case for a lot of women nowadays, to where, because for a whole host of reasons, the economy doesn't really dictate that a man in a lot of cases could just be the breadwinner. Especially we see that in our community where both families have to work. So I like I said, I understand where Gabby is coming from. There is a lot of anxiety attached to that. Now, one would also think, well, she's got $40 million. She should be all right. And like you said, yeah, it does come with maybe not living above your means and everything like that. But they also say in order to make money, you got to spend money. You know, scared money don't make money, that type of stuff. So where they're at in life, I'm sure they have to spend a lot of money for appearances, you know, household and different things that they're doing. So I'm not sure what else she's paying for and what that financial responsibility looks like. But I definitely do get it. But the part, as I said, I don't get is her being with a man who has that type of money, and that's her husband. So it's not like it's just any old dude, right? That's her husband, and she's, you know, having anxiety as far as how she's going to make her ends meet, or if, God forbid, she doesn't work again, is she going to be able to amass any more money? So That befuddles me. I know that is not our business, but I would love to hear Dwayne's point of view as to what's going on with that. Why does Gabby have to pay half of the bills? And you are her husband, and you make it, and you got a lot more money than she does.
Well, I mean, I don't see where the befuddlement is with. It's obvious Gabrielle Union is a feminist. She does, hype all this feminism stuff and whatever the deal is. When your mindset is dealt like that and you've been indoctrinated to that from a young age to where she is today, of course there's always going to be anxiety, which I don't understand. Her and Dwayne Wade have been married for at least over 10 years. Over 10 years. If I was married to somebody for over 10 years, I'm not worried about anything. I'm going to be with this person. This is, it's going to be what it is. But unfortunately, feminism has taught a lot of women, and from what I've seen, that the trust, the mistrust. She has no trust in her husband or whatever, because, again, a real man say, well, I got the 100% of the bills, right? But you got some women, oh, no, I want to pay my own load. I want to do half of it. Because that isn't what you're supposed to be doing. But obviously, we don't know the dynamics of their house or what was said or whatever the deal is. But I'm going to tell this for the ladies. If you have a man and he is okay with you paying half of the bills, you ain't got no man. Period.
So let's see here. I don't know. I would imagine that Gabrielle Union is a feminist. So that could have something to do with it. Maybe it's her choice, and she's saying, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm paying. I don't want you. Maybe so it could be your choice. Maybe it's not his choice, right? So we don't want to be presumptuous in that way. And you said she may have some trust issues, and I think that's true. I think that's true for a lot of women, and I would say especially sisters. We've just been kind of taught, hey, you better have your own girl. God bless the child that's got his own. My mom had a friend. Her and her husband got into it. He left, and all the stuff was in his name. She said she came home. He had turned all the utilities off. Now they got back together, but she said she learned the lesson. I'm going to have the utilities in my name, or at least in my name too. That way you'll never, ever, ever be able to do that to me again. She learned the lesson. And as a young woman listening to her say that, I was like, oh, okay, bet. I bet it won't be me too, right? Because y'all men say the same thing. I don't move in with no woman because she can put you out. And I agree with that. I think that now in my older age, I think that if you're going to be with somebody and y'all seriously going to be, talk about marriage, that's when you move in together. You figure out, whose house, or y'all going to get something else, or whatever it is you're going to do. But I agree. I think people, couples, until they get married, should have their own house. I have my own place. You have your own place. Until you put a ring on it, then we ain't having no other, you know what I'm saying? That way you can make sure that you're all right. But I think that's what it is. A lot of women, and, I tell y'all my story a lot. When my daughter's father and I were toward the near end of our relationship, I came home to our apartment one day and everything was cleared out. Everything. He took everything and left. Right? It's fine. So at that point, I already had a job. I went and got 2 more jobs. I worked 3 jobs until because I had to move in with my mom for a brief moment. I knew I wasn't going to be there long. I worked 3 jobs. And I got me and my daughter's first apartment by ourselves. I was young. But you know what?
My daughter and I.
Oh, you get the point. But the point is, I would say that I've never been dependent upon a man ever since then. And some of that is trust issues. And the other part is I've never just had a man totally take care of me, right? Now I also we don't live in an economy where that's always the case unless you're married to a baller, somebody who's an entrepreneur or whatever the case is, they out there getting after it. But see, it has to work in tandem. Women, if you have a man that's out there getting after it, he's an entrepreneur, he's doing this, that, and the other, he bring that money home, you can't go trick it off. You got to help him keep that, invest it, save it, whatever you're going to do. But yeah, so from being put in that situation at a very young age, I understand Gabrielle's mindset. Now I'm going to make sure I'm good.
And, for those guys that might be asking, my eyes are dilated. I'm not high. I'm not on anything. I had my annual eye test today. But why I'm bringing that up is this. When I was in the VA hospital, I noticed that all of the older people that were there, had their spouses with them. Now, we talk about people that ball. You don't have to necessarily be a baller. The average one of the biggest ballers that I know of, truck drivers and bus drivers, some of the biggest ballers. They have some of the best benefits, whatever is going on. But everybody keeps forgetting the military too. The military takes care of that spouse. That's why a lot of the spouses in the military, they don't divorce these men. In most cases, a lot of them do, but they keep the benefits. They've already invested to where they're going to get something out of the relationship, so they aren't leaving empty-handed. If they
maybe I need to go going up there to the VFW.
I'm telling you, the VFW, whatever. But no, don't do that. But see, what I think the problem is, Demetra, especially in our new modern age, is the older women are not educating the younger woman and not making the same mistakes. Yes, it is absolutely correct to have those aberrations and those fears in your mind. But at the same time, what are these girls shooting for? I want a baller. I want this. I want that. There are a lot of regular type people who, if a basketballer retires tomorrow or breaks his leg tomorrow, the world goes on. Without the military, you need somebody to fight. Without the bus drivers, you can't, you know what I mean? These are influential people, but we put them at such a low angle. And these people all have benefits. Ballers don't have benefits. They don't. They have to pay for their benefits because they get, they have so much money. They don't have health care. They have to pay for that themselves. So that goes in tandem with what you were saying. Help that man build what he has. Like I said, some of the richest people I know, bus drivers, truck drivers, state workers, medical, average people that we consider average. And like I said, I was at that VA clinic by myself. I'm looking at all these guys with their wives and their spouses, sometimes the vice versa, with their spouses. Very rare did I see anybody in there that was single like myself. So, I mean, I get it, ladies, whatever, but, we got to be realistic in what we're doing. Again, because I'm a super alpha male, ain't no woman going to pay anything in the household. And I don't understand how you could even let a man put anything in his name without your name right next to it. When you look at the birth certificate or the marriage certificate, it has both your names. So why would you let a man get a car that just has his name on it? You're married. Now, for some of you women out there that don't believe in marriage, you can't complain when he just puts it in his name. You can't complain about that because there's no benefit in being a side chick or whatever you are, because that's what the courts would see you as. When you're married, there's benefits. Anything that I would get when I'm married, my wife's name is right there next to mine. So where would the anxiety come from if we're in this together?
I mean, even if she has been told that they're in it together, I like I said, I get it. Some women have been through some things. I don't know that's necessarily true with her. But some women are just like, I know you love me, honey. I'm not holding it against you. However, I'm gonna make sure I'm straight in case you spin up out of here which way or the other. I'm not gonna be, in no soup line talking about more soup, or whatever. More soup.
Forgot your will work for food. I've got kids. Anything will do.
Be looking for the nearest greasy pole somewhere. Y'all hiring.
I am a big advocate for single mothers. I do support single mothers.
I'm just saying, I get it. I'm like, I don't really have a lot to say negative about it because I think it just takes an understanding. I don't think for whatever reason was going on in their house. She's not alone. There's a lot of women that's like, nah, if I don't get it, I ain't got it.
And then we also got to take into consideration transgender reformation costs a lot of money. So they're going through that with their child. So I'm not saying that's the issue, but I'm just saying that's significant, because they are big supporters of that. So,
well, hell, then that's his child, so he better pay for that since he got more money. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying.
We need you to keep in your half. Where's your half? It's my son, but where's your? It's my daughter, but where's your half?
I got 5 on it. That's all I got for you, Kay. I just got $5. That's it. But anyway, hopefully she doesn't have any anxiety. I don't know. Like I said, I get it. I totally get it. There's a lot of women out there, just like there's a lot of men out there. Like, I would never live with a woman unless you, like you said, we got to be on some joint stuff. If you jump in a broom, that means you're joining together in the union. We need to join up on a bank account somewhere. Now, I have mine on the side, you have yours, but we have a joint bank account. We have our names, all the bills, the cores, we good, right? In case, God forbid, this union does go asunder, then we have to be like, well, I'm taking the Cadillac and you take the
first to call the bank to close the account.
But the good thing is, if you're joint, well, I think you need both people, if I'm not mistaken, depending on what kind of account. It's been so long since I've been
but I can still withdraw all the money as fast as I can.
That's why you have your own bank account, and in the joint bank account. You paying bills or whatever, that kind of stuff out there. But guess what? You ain't gonna leave me high and dry, Negro. Okay? I bet you won't. I bet you these lights be cut off, but I'm gonna have a fat bank account on my own. You take all the money you want to.
You're gonna move into the Radisson down the street.
You damn Skippy, okay? I'm just saying we got to be smart, but I'm not saying because as we talked about this the other day, a lot of times we think, oh, if somebody asks for a prenup or agreement or something, you don't love me. My mama said if I have to sign, then you don't love. Because y'all remember Steven Jackson, he was at the damn wedding. Okay, he was at the damn wedding. He refused to sign, or she refused to sign the prenup. And he at the wedding was like, well, then we ain't gonna get married. And he didn't. Because he was like, listen, boo-boo, I love you, I really do, okay? I'm ready to skip diddly-dee all the way down the aisle with you. However, he said, just like Gabrielle said, I got people that depend on me. I got children. I'm leaving a legacy. I got a lot going on, and God forbid we don't make it. Last thing you gonna do is clean me out of half of what you didn't make. So I have a problem with that because I totally agree with him. And she stuck to her guns. Like, I'm not signing. You know what she probably had? A mama, a grandmama. And guess what?
Those bitter aunts all in her ear.
Whoever it was, or somebody that's not wise, instead of somebody saying, girl, you better shut your ass up, make it work. What's his is yours while y'all married. So try to make it work. Don't go into this thinking, well, just in case. Because now you done tricked yourself out of a man and some money. And I don't know, it sounds like he with somebody else now, but somebody was giving her bad advice. Because I told my daughter, listen, sign that goddamn prenup, okay? Because do it say you getting more than what you came in there with? Well, yeah. Girl, you quit wasting my damn time with all this nonsense. You need to go and get married.
Wait, plus you get incentivized with the kids you have? Oh, my God.
And you marrying Steven Jackson, if you got some entrepreneurship skills in you, then go do something else. I'm Mrs. Jackson. I'm finna be doing this. We're going to be doing that. The nonprofits, like, you're in a better position than most women who are married to somebody who does not have his name and money. But see, what happens is when you ignorant and you got other ignorant people that's spewing ignorance in you, you can't see the long run. You see the short run. And then you end up getting shortchanged.
And let me just add this. What man, let's say our relationship doesn't work out, right? My youngest son's mother, me and her still are like good friends. If she called me and said, hey, Donovan, I need this, whatever. Yeah, the relationship didn't work out, whatever. We co-parent very well. But if she needs, I'm gonna help her or give her what she needs, because we left, equally. There was no drama. It was like, okay, hey, I'm going to go do this. Okay, hey, I get it, whatever. I want the best for her. And so you can't tell me in every situation, everybody's at each other. That's impossible. And like you said, sometimes relationships, they run their course. And when they do, hey, I'm not going to let you. You're my child's mother. Yeah, you need $1 million. Let's say I'm Stephen Jackson. Here's $1 million. You're going to do a what? Yeah, here, go ahead and take care of that. And we'll settle up later or whatever we're going to do. So I know the anxiety is there, but for the average normal person, you can't help other people if you really don't have the funds to help yourself. Self-preservation is number one. I get it. Mom, dad, whatever the deal is, but mom raised you. So shouldn't mom or dad be at a better position than you are where you're at in life? I mean, logically, that's the way I would think it would be. Because if I had to support my parent after all of these years, I'm going to be like this. Mom, what did you do with your money? You've been at the casino all day. You know what I mean? You got to ask those questions, but it's self-preservation first. So I get it. You love your mama, but you got to love yourself first. You can't help. What do they say on the airplane? Before you help anybody else, put on your life jacket first before you could help anybody else. Same thing in life.
Absolutely. So you and I, we got about 30 minutes left. You want to forego the Serena? It's not even Serena Williams. I don't even know why they framed it as that. I'm looking at it now. They clout chasing, really.
No, that's a short one. We could do that in 15 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. So I put together a presentation for you. All right. So it has been reported a couple of days ago that Lakeisha, that's her name, Lakeisha, also known as Mrs. King Richard Williams, rather. So King Richard, who happens to also be Serena. And I don't know why they just say Serena, because it's Venus's dad too, right? He's got some other children, but notably we know Serena and Venus. All right. So they labeled her the stepmom, which I'm sure they're around the same age because she's 44. He's 81. Okay. Now it's saying that she shows off her glamorous lifestyle that left her $600,000 in debt and close to losing the star's childhood home. Now that home is in Palm Beach, Florida. And I'm going to show y'all some of these pictures of what they are saying is a lavish lifestyle. So as y'all saw, that was them two together. And this is her in the pool, and she's posing. And then she's got some Moet with some Canada Dry, some ginger ale. And that's all I have for the slideshow, okay? But I just want y'all to see who she is. Now, give it some context. What happened was, okay, about 5 years ago, she accused him of being a deadbeat daddy. They got a 10-year-old son now, but allegedly he just took off and didn't do anything for her because she said he's a deadbeat. But his older son was like, wait a minute now, she ain't telling the truth. Because what she did was she forged his Social Security checks and stole them up. Also forged the title, the deed to the house that's in question, and put it in her name behind his back. She done sold a whole bunch of his cars and a motorcycle and some other chicanery, okay? And so they're suing her. This is what they're saying. They're suing her for elder abuse for all of the things that she's done. Now, that picture that I showed you in the beginning of them two together, it looks like she had just posted that on their social media. Her social media says that they're good. But the older son is like, well, they cordial, but they not like together or nothing like that, because she still has to answer for what she's done. Now, I should also say that King Richard met Lakeisha on the pole. She used to be a stripper when they met. It also sounds like she has gone back and forth to the club. I don't know if she's just drinking, she's hanging out, she probably swinging too. I don't know. She's there nevertheless. But she says, well, I had to sell his things because he left us high and dry. I couldn't afford food. That's what she is saying, right? But you like pawn all his man stuff and steal the house. Mind you, the house is in danger of being lost or foreclosed on, and she's not even living in the house. The son saying that she's living in what they call the dog house, because it's like an outhouse, a separate house outside of the house, because the main house is such a disarray, very dilapidated, that it's not livable, because she just kind of let it go to ruin. So She's in the doghouse. So, also before they met, they being her and King Richard, I sound like Wendy Williams or something. I ain't trying to be doing all of that. Okay, we coming to a point here. Before they met, she was over $200,000 in debt. So being in a large amounts of debts is just kind of her thing. They said she owes on a house, she owes American Express, and all. And she took out a hard money loan of about $250,000, and the creditors are like, "Where's our money?" type of thing. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just throw the ball to Donovan, okay? Y'all beautiful Negroes. Y'all always talk about get you a tender young thing, get you a tenderoni, get you a young woman. You know, these old battle axe out here, they ain't no good. Get you a younger woman that you can mold and control and teach and train. But then you have somebody like King Richard, who's 81 years old, getting taken to the cleaners by a young, well, she's 44 now, still younger than him. He's getting taken to the cleaners and given the blues by this young thing that I'm sure he saw lights of shoes lighting up, strolling down the pole. And, you know, he was throwing his Social Security check out there at her. And now he don't know what he'll do. But this is the other thing, too. We know that Serena and Venus, they are papered up, okay? And maybe they like, hey, daddy, we don't like that broad. And we told you, I'm sure they told him not to do it. And he did it. And Donovan?
Well, I'm going to agree with you almost everything that you said there. But see, you got to understand, men, we value youth in women. That's one thing that we're wired to do, okay? We value youth. That's just a fact. Because if it's not a fact, why is it that men, after examples like King Richard right here, we continually do it? Why? King Richard was what, in his 60s or 70s when he had his son with that woman?
70s, because he's 10 now, so 71.
Yeah, 10 now. So yeah, he was about 71. See, so that goes back to how men are wired. I know women don't want to accept this, but when you're young, men, one of the values that young women have is that they can give us children. And King Richard's got a lot of them. Okay, he's got a lot of them, unfortunately. And I know women say, well, you should stay with this woman no matter what. Relationships don't always work out. Men are wired that way. We value youth. We value youth in women. If I could get a 21-year-old, whatever, unfortunately, in the Black community, there's a lot of ignorance when it comes to financing. So that's another thing. He met her when she was a stripper. Fellas, what is the definition of a stripper? They're telling you what it is right there. They strip you of your money. So he should not have been ignorant in the aspect of that. Not all young women are immature, stupid, and want to spend. But unfortunately, we are in a day where people look at TV and the power of propaganda, and they see Love and Hip Hop. They see Basketball Wives. What's that? Kim Zolak? That whole thing with, oh, well, I'm not losing my house. She was about to lose her house, but yet she was in denial. And now she's going through a divorce with her husband, who wants all of the kids, because this is what they're propagating to the masses. Now, Demetra, growing up and stuff like that, it's funny how you talk to these younger women and they feel entitled to have a man that has 6 figures. Isn't that what they're saying now? And you watch these shows and stuff, oh, he's got to have 6 figures. He's got to do all of this other stuff. When we were growing up, how many people that you knew, even of your parents' friends, that made 6 figures? From the Black community, that was almost non-existent. That almost never didn't happen unless you were an attorney or something like that, whatever. So, does King Richard deserve what he's getting? Absolutely, absolutely. Because I'm very sure everybody told him what type of woman this was. When a woman tells me she's a stripper, we can have a fun time, but it ain't a long time, okay? And that's about it. So, men fall into this trap constantly because we do value youth. I mean, we see a young girl, nice body, whatever, that's just how we're wired to recreate. That's what I'm saying. So look at the dynamics. He was 71 years old. This is what I keep saying. And I know women are going to twist this around, but if we weren't wired this way, the human population would not exist. Remember, we were talking about Anthony Quinn and these older guys that are having children at an old age, then they drop dead and stuff like that. That it was designed this way to do that. I'm not saying it's right. It's just how we're designed. Tony Randall, you can go to all these older people, men who are designed to have children. Women have a limited shelf life when it comes to bearing children. That's just a fact. Not saying what he's doing is right. What she's doing to him is wrong. But that's the way these younger girls are propagated now to live a lifestyle that is a total lie.
Well, you said women, younger women can give children and they can also give y'all the blues. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to account for both of those. And as far as you saying, you know, the young girls chasing the bag per se, a man with money, 6 figures, they wouldn't be chasing it if y'all wasn't giving it. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's a dichotomy. The women, the younger girls want the money, and y'all want the younger girls. And so then you have to give to get on each side. Okay, I'll give him a little some. He gonna take me to the mall.
Transactional.
Yeah. He gonna take me to the mall or whatever to give me these purchases, whatever these young girls is wanting, and y'all willingly do it. So, as I always say, a lot now there's some, you know, younger women, older men, a lot of them were relationships that work out. But on the other side, I think on both sides, the man and the woman, y'all forget what your role is in all of that. Her role is the wiggle, jiggle, and giggle. And your role is to be the sugar daddy. But the problem is, especially if you are coming into a relationship based off of, oh, she fine, I got to have it. And she's like, well, damn, he old and bald, but he got money. You know, if you move away from that and you don't build a relationship on anything else outside of that, then of course it's not going to last. Because on her end, she like, oh, shoot, I can see this is coming to an end. Let me bilk this dude for the rest of his money or whatever the case is. And you know, y'all getting what y'all want out of her because y'all probably going to trade her in eventually for a younger model. So the problem is the man and the woman forget what they're really there for. You're not there to build no lasting relationship. You ain't there to have no meaningful, lasting conversation with her. Because if she almost 40 years younger than you, what can y'all really talk about? Even if you a 50-something-year-old man and you getting with a late 20s, early 30-year-old woman, what do y'all really have to talk about? She's still talking about Megan Thee Stallion and you talking about the Doobie Brothers. So y'all don't have nothing in common. As I always talk about my favorite song, one of my favorite songs, Hey 19. Y'all don't have nothing in common, right? So I always say to men, open your wallet, shut your mouth. Yes, dear. And for her, that's it. And enjoy it while the ride lasts. But to try to bed and wed a woman who don't even know what pot does what in the kitchen. She don't know what seasonings are besides salt and pepper, right? She gonna kill you and give you high blood pressure any damn way because she thinks salt is seasoning. You're trying to marry her, make her into this 1950s housewife. She's gonna be, making you souffles and cakes from scratch. She ain't gonna do none of that. She gonna come in the house with a Whataburger bag, and you better hope she brought you something. She gonna be like, "Oh, you wanted to? You was hungry."
Right, wait. Do you actually believe that this woman knows how to cook? With all the money he had, she was doing no cooking.
But you know what though? She might not have been, but there are a lot of women with dudes with a lot of money. They cook. They got the state-of-the-art kitchen, all of that. Because that's the other thing. Y'all ain't looking for a wife, somebody who's like, nah, baby, I'm not finna, because as they say in the nation, a woman in the kitchen can heal or kill you. I ain't looking for no woman who can prepare proper nutrition. You're looking for a woman that's going to heat up you a little cup of noodles and some cereal in the morning. That's what you're getting. And right. And then you get mad when she talking to your homies. Oh, she don't cook. She don't know how to cook. She don't ever cook. Did you ask her? Did she know how to
cook in the bedroom?
I mean, but listen. Oh, I told y'all I was mentored by a lot of older dudes because I worked at a factory when I was like 22 years old, okay? And these older cats were old cats, right? And they would take me under their wing and they would teach me different things. And one of my mentors was a pimp. Well, he used to be. I don't know if he was still pimping there. Probably not because he's working at Free Lake. But he had a stable. He did. He had a stable of women. And he says, Demetra, there are a lot of people outside here call me D. D, when the lights go off, it all feels the same. Ain't no magic in it because she black, white, Asian, old, young. He said it all feels the same for 2 minutes. Now I added the 2 minutes. He didn't say the 2 minutes. I added the 2 minutes, okay? But he said it all feels the same. So the point that I'm making is that's why y'all men trade them in every 2 years, or even if you can make it that long. Okay, the rabbit getting old. I'm gonna need to trade her in.
See, but that also goes to the ignorance within our community because a lot of us don't do that. Like me, I didn't leave my relationships. I'm once I commit, I commit. That's it. It's forever. I actually believe that stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna get on to the very next topic. But I just say, as I always say, know your role, know your position.
Let me add this real quick, though. He has several daughters, and not one of those daughters could get through to him to teach him the game of what this girl was trying to do or what she was going to do.
The key word that you said was he has several daughters. He has several daughters by several women. And it sounds like once the women get a little too old for King Richard, he traded them in. And he's got a string of baby mamas, unfortunately, that has the same story. So my other thing to these dumbass women, I shouldn't have cussed today, but it's just that kind of a day. To these dumbass women, you see, he traded in the last one for you. You don't think in 10 years he's going to trade you in once you get a little seasoning on you? I mean, that's just stupid. Like, I don't understand why a woman would get with a man that has left a trail of women or baby mamas or whoever they are. All these women behind the heat and stay with what you think you got the magical cookie? You think you got the what do they call them?
They do.
What's some cookies called? The fortune cookie? You got the fortune cookie with the magical lotto numbers in it or something?
Right. No, a lot of women do. They think because they have the golden, and women do. That's a controlling mechanism toward men. That's what they actually believe. They think mine's better than hers. Mine's better than hers.
One thing I learned a long time ago, this is why it behooves y'all to hang around some older people. I love our elders. I do. I just don't like how they vote. Okay. But other than that, I love our elders. I love it because they got all the wisdom. They got the stories. They got all of that. But one thing I learned very long time ago is yours ain't special. God didn't break the mold when he made yours. Now, of course, it ain't one quite like yours. But as my old homie said, that used to be a pimp. Once the lights go out, unless it's got something else going on down there.
I could vouch with him. He's absolutely right. When the lights go out, I'm with Halle Berry. I'm with Janet Jackson. I'm with anybody I can imagine to be with because the feeling is all the same.
You not with Gloda Dean?
Nah, Gloda Dean can't do it. But Sister Sarah from Which Way Is Up, I'm with her. One that can toss me around, yes.
So yeah, there you have it. Know your position. If you're a sugar daddy, you a sugar daddy. Open your wallet. Say, yes, dear.
It's transactional. If you're an older man dealing with a younger woman, you better believe it is transactional. That's all it is. It is not about love. It's transaction. Marriage is a business, and again, that's just how it is. So you got these idiots running around here. Like I tell younger women, how do you expect a 25-year-old man to have 6 figures? A man's value increases as he gets older. Period. That's just factual.
I mean, but you know what though? With a lot of these men out here with social media, followings and stuff, some of these young dudes is making shmoney. Okay, they making a lot of money.
Oh yeah. But we're saying just in general.
Yeah, in general. And for the women, and I listen, y'all know Demetra. Okay, let me stop saying old like I'm old Gloda Dean or something. Y'all should call me in the morning. I'm like, hello. Y'all think I sound like Wheezy now? Just give me a call early in the morning. Hello.
More like The Exorcist. Hello.
If I got to have an early meeting in the morning on the phone with somebody, I literally have to get up and warm my voice up like. But some people be like, that's kind of sexy. That Marge Simpson thing you got going on. I kind of like that.
No, not Marge, her sister. You sound like her sisters.
Yeah. You just probably wouldn't want to hear me when the lights is out, like, how you doing? Okay, now I'm being silly. Okay. For real though. And I was gonna say this, I ain't trying to be vulgar, but ladies, if you are at what they call a sugar baby, and he says, it's showtime, you say, which hole, daddy, which hole?
Yes, do we have to make this more difficult than it needs to be?
I'm just saying, hopefully my dad ain't watching. He gonna be like, why are you talking like that? I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give people advice, okay? But listen, it's also better to settle down to a wise choice, okay? Stay with that same person and she'll let you use any hole she wants and he'll spend all the money he wants on you because he loves you. I don't know about the nostrils now. If you what you got can fit in my nostrils, I don't want it. You can keep it. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the second one or the third one. Donovan doesn't know what we're going to talk about, but I'm going to put it up here and I'm just going to ask his opinion. Okay. I should call this segment, what does Donovan think? Like Donovan's opinion. I'll come up with a catchy name. Okay. Here, Donovan's dome. That's what's coming out Donovan's dome. Here we go.
Look at him. What are you doing? He trying to grab his face and shit. What that one gonna do something to his ass? Look at him. He like Elf. He like Elf. He like wild shit. Look at him.
Okay, wait. So let me give you a little context, okay?
Because wait, was that bestiality? That I saw was he on top of the horse?
No, it was kind of slow. Let me see if I can play it again. YouTube, it was not bestiality. Okay, I'm adding it again. It's kind of dragging for some reason. Hopefully, it does it better this time. Let's see. Oh man.
You home. Look at him. What are you doing? He trying to grab his face and shit. What that one gonna do something to his ass? Look at him. He like Elf. He like Elf. He like wild shit. Look at him.
So what the? Wait. Okay, I was just giving some context. Then you can just, I ain't gonna give you no context. What's going on, Donovan?
Okay, I'm kind of in shock. Was that woman naked there, or was that a flesh suit? That was a flesh suit.
It was a flesh-colored suit.
Okay, at first I thought she was the horse, so that's number one. But I also noticed that the girls next to the cart, did you notice that they were twerking and one girl unzipped her pants and was about to jump down and then the video stopped right there? I just have no words because that woman she didn't seem like a young woman. She seemed like she was maybe a middle-aged 30-something type woman. And the man, Talk to the fellas, because they wouldn't be doing that if there wasn't a reaction to it. For every action, there's a reaction. He looked like he was getting beat down and barely holding on, like he was at a rodeo. I don't know what it was, but oh my God, this is what and where we're at. Totally inappropriate. Totally just, I just have no words on that.
So what it was
and that was Louisiana, Beale Street. I noticed it said, no, that was Memphis, Beale Street. Mm-hmm.
So apparently what happened was, from what the title says, folks done hijacked the horse, the horse in the carriage buggy on Beale Street in Memphis. So I don't know where the person that, drives the buggy or whatever was, but yeah, apparently, I don't know what they were doing there. Beale Street is pretty lit. I guess it's, the main stay or whatever, like the French Quarters are in Louisiana. And they jumped on the buggy and was twerking. There was dudes there too. There was a guy on the thing. It looks like a guy was doing something with the horse or whatever, trying to steer his face. I don't know. But it's funny, but then it's not funny. Because when I listen to people like Farrakhan, if you guys got an opportunity to listen to Farrakhan, his 90th birthday, where he, kind of gave a message, he used the term, and I'm going to use it because the minister used it, but he's right. He says, a lot of people, black people, live in Niggerville. That's what he said. He says, and who lives in Niggerville? He paused for a second. He said, niggas live in Niggerville. That's doing nothing, and the low-hanging fruit, and not getting after life, and just kind of just motionless, right? But also think about Neely Fuller Jr., who said that black people, we always gyrating and dancing and celebrating and acting a fool and just doing the most everywhere we go, right? Like even on social media, whatever it is, like whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, they'll suggest these reels, right? And whenever I see a reel of us, for the most part, it's nonsense. Yeah, it's raccoonery and that the twerking and the gay dudes with wigs on and and they shaking their butts and I'm listening to dudes I'm talking about, okay? Like doing the most. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Now I don't necessarily even follow that stuff. So I'm like, what's going on with these algorithms that you see? And my daughters lately have shown me how I can, say I'm not interested in this type of stuff and that stuff will go away allegedly, but it keeps coming back. I'm like, why is it that we predominantly see black people doing that kind of stuff, especially on social media? And then now we see us out in the open public acting a damn fool everywhere we go. Now I will say this. In that comment section, I saw people saying, oh, that's why white people don't like us. Oh, that's why white people don't respect us. And it's like, well, white people didn't respect us when they brought us over here. And to a large degree, white people have deduced us to that from all of the conditioning from slavery and all that during the minstrel shows and that kind of stuff. But as James Baldwin said, yeah, they created the nigga, but we act like that now. And why are we still, and as far as concept, the same thing, why are we acting like that when we know better, right? So when I see that kind of stuff, even jumped on the horse and buggy and the poor horses, like what in the everlasting hell did I do to have your big ass jump in my cart like that, gyrating around, and then everybody else, like you said, the people filming, guess it was funny to them. But it's just like, at what point do we say, all right, let's act like our ancestors used to act. Let's act like our grandmothers, and if you my age and Donovan's age, our mamas used to act. We never saw our mamas like that in public. Our mamas didn't even raise a voice in public. Our mamas didn't even go outside with night clothes on, and our mothers would never. When I say would never, it was unheard of. Now, occasionally you might see a woman out there with some rollers on. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, no, she was going to the store. She wasn't just running around in the neighborhood for the day in rollers. That didn't happen.
And maybe she has set her hair to go to church on Sunday, you know, before flat irons and even curling irons and stuff like that. They had the Marcells, or you have to roll your hair and you have to roll your hair for some time for it to set. So that was rare though, right? But now, and I'm gonna say this to our sisters, and maybe you can speak to the brothers. For a lot of our sisters, not all, I don't even think all the sisters act like that, but that's what they see, that's what people see, and that's what they show. The degradation in our community, I would say, is at an all-time high, where the pillar of our community, in a sense, should be the woman. It's the woman. But a lot of times we see our women buffooning, raccooning, and acting like wild banshees and just doing the most. And it's like, if you are the pillar of our community, what do you think the children are going to strive to be? If you are the mother of civilization, the circle of influence for your children, and they see you acting like that, they drink from you, and they'll pour that same thing that you poured into them, into their children. Somebody's got to say enough.
Right. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of this falls on the leadership of the Black men and the men in the community. We need to stop with this. Let everybody have their speak. I'm sorry, men, you need to stand up and put your foot down and say, this is how the standard is going to be. It's been like this since the beginning of time. There is nowhere in the world where the matriarchy is in control. Okay, we need to say, this is the standard, is what we need to do. But I'm glad you also saw that video too. Why do you think these other people come here from other countries, Ukraine, Mexico, Latin America, Europe? This is what they're seeing on the internet about Black Americans, Africa. Even the Africans look down on us because this is what they're seeing. This is how they view our women. Oh, look at these women. They're whores. They're this, they're that. I'm very sure in other countries, they have women that do what we're doing. Show me a woman in Japan where she's twerking on a video in general. You don't see that often. I don't see it on TikTok or nothing like that. You don't see that. Show me a woman in China that does that. In Germany that does it. There's a standard. There's standards, lady. And like I said, if you guys can't maintain the standard, and if men aren't standing up and writing the standard, or what the standard should be, we don't deserve to, we shouldn't be complaining when these people come here and they do what they do and keep us at the bottom. Because you know what? When you're a bottom feeder, you're just that, a bottom feeder. That's it.
I totally agree with you. So anyway, we're going to get out of here because we got to be back here in about an hour for our next live show. So until then, you guys be good, be safe, and come back for the live show where we'll read your comments. I don't know if we'll allow let people come on, because it's going to be about an hour or so. So we'll play it by ear. So in the meantime, you guys be safe, and we have ways to help the channel. If you like, there at the bottom of the screen, at the very least, like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.